Hey English learners! Welcome to today's transformative shadowing session, one that's going to unlock the most powerful tool you possess, a tool that every successful person throughout history has used to create extraordinary results. But first, let me connect directly with you, our amazing learning community. Quick question, how are you feeling about your English speaking journey today? If you're excited and ready to challenge yourself, drop a comment below. If you're feeling nervous but determined, let me know. If this is your first time trying shadowing practice, share that with us too. Every single comment helps me understand exactly what you need, and remember, we're in this incredible journey together. Your progress is my success. Let's keep going. Today, we're exploring something magical, your imagination. But we're not talking about daydreaming or fantasy. We're talking about imagination as the workshop of your mind, the place where all achievement begins, the creative force that turns impossible dreams into inevitable realities. Close your eyes for just a moment. Pause, actually, keep them open since you're watching this video. But imagine this. What if I told you that every single thing you see around you right now, your computer, your phone, the building you're in, even the chair you're sitting on, all of it started as just an idea in someone's imagination? Think about that for a second. Before the Wright brothers built the first airplane, they imagined humans flying through the sky. Before Steve Jobs created the iPhone, he imagined a device that would put the world's knowledge in your pocket. Before you decided to learn English, you imagined yourself speaking confidently with people from around the world. Everything begins in the imagination. Every breakthrough, every innovation, every personal transformation starts with someone imagining a different reality than the one they're currently living. But here's where most people get stuck, and this might be you right now. They treat imagination like it's just for children, like it's not practical, like it's a waste of time. They think successful adults should focus on reality and leave imagination behind. That's the biggest mistake you can make, because here's the truth. Your imagination isn't separate from reality. Your imagination is where reality begins. Let me ask you something that might change everything. When you think about your English-speaking goals, do you just hope they'll happen someday? Or do you actively imagine yourself already speaking fluently, confidently expressing your thoughts, connecting with people from different cultures? There's a huge difference between hoping and imagining. Hope is passive. Imagination is active. Hope waits for something to happen. Imagination makes something happen. Napoleon Hill, one of the greatest success researchers of all time, said something profound. Imagination is the workshop of the mind. Let me break down exactly what this means and why it's absolutely crucial for your English learning journey. Your imagination is like a workshop, a place where you build things. But instead of building with wood or metal, you're building with thoughts, ideas, and mental images. Every great achievement in human history was first constructed in someone's imagination before it became real in the physical world. Think about learning English. Right now, in your imagination, you can see yourself having confident conversations. You can hear yourself speaking clearly and naturally. You can feel the satisfaction of expressing your thoughts perfectly. You can imagine job opportunities opening up, friendships forming, travels becoming more meaningful. That's not just daydreaming, that's blueprinting. You're creating the mental blueprint for your future reality. But here's where it gets really interesting. Your brain can't tell the difference between a vividly imagined experience and a real one. When you imagine yourself speaking English fluently, your brain starts building the neural pathways necessary to make that imagination real. You're literally rewiring your mind for success. Let me give you some concrete examples of how imagination works as a workshop. Example number 1, athletes. Every Olympic champion uses visualization, detailed imagination, as part of their training. They don't just practice their sport physically, they practice it mentally. They imagine perfect performance over and over again. They see themselves winning, feel the emotions of victory, hear the crowd cheering. This mental rehearsal is so powerful that it actually improves their physical performance. Example number 2, inventors and entrepreneurs. Before Thomas Edison invented the light bulb, he imagined illuminating the world. Before Walt Disney built Disneyland, he imagined a place where families could experience magic together. They used their imagination as a workshop to design, refine, and perfect their ideas before bringing them into reality. Example number 3, and this is crucial for you, language learners. The most successful English learners don't just study grammar and vocabulary. They use their imagination to create vivid mental pictures of themselves using English successfully. They imagine conversations, presentations, job interviews, social interactions. They make their future fluency so real in their minds that their present actions naturally align with that vision. Here's the key insight. Imagination without action is just fantasy, but imagination combined with consistent action becomes unstoppable force. Your imagination serves 3 critical functions in your English learning workshop. First, it helps you clarify your goals. When you can clearly imagine yourself speaking fluently, you know exactly what you're working toward. Second, it motivates you through difficult periods. When practice feels hard, your vivid imagination of success keeps you going. Third, it programs your subconscious mind to look for opportunities and solutions that support your vision. But most people use their imagination backwards. Instead of imagining success, they imagine failure. Instead of visualizing confident speaking, they picture themselves making mistakes and feeling embarrassed. Instead of seeing opportunities, they focus on obstacles. Your imagination is always working. The question is, are you using it to build the future you want or the future you fear? Let me tell you about David, a student who discovered the true power of his imagination workshop. When David first started learning English, he was stuck in what I call the reality trap. He would say things like, "I'm not good at languages. I'm too old to learn. My accent is terrible. I'll never sound natural." David was using his imagination, but he was using it to reinforce his limitations instead of building his possibilities. During one of our sessions, I asked him a simple question. "David, if you could speak English exactly the way you want to, what would that look like?" At first, he struggled to answer. He was so focused on his current limitations that he'd never really imagined his potential. But slowly, he started to describe his vision. He imagined himself confidently presenting ideas at work. He saw himself traveling to English-speaking countries and making local friends. He pictured himself watching movies without subtitles and actually understanding the humor. Then I gave him an assignment that changed everything. For the next 30 days, he had to spend 10 minutes every morning in his imagination workshop. He had to vividly picture himself as the English speaker he wanted to become. Not someday. Right now. He had to see it, hear it, feel it. But here's the crucial part. This wasn't just positive thinking. After each visualization session, he had to take one specific action that aligned with his imagined future. If he imagined himself speaking confidently at work, he had to speak up in at least one meeting that day. If he pictured himself understanding movies, he had to watch English content without subtitles. Something remarkable happened. Within just 2 weeks, David's entire approach to English changed. He stopped focusing on what he couldn't do and started building what he could do. His imagination had become a workshop where he designed his success, and his actions were the tools that made it real. By the end of 30 days, David wasn't fluent, that takes time, but he was confident. He was progressing rapidly because he was working from a clear blueprint created in his imagination workshop. The imagination had always been there. The transformation came when he learned to use it intentionally. Now it's your turn to activate your imagination workshop. This isn't just inspiration, this is your practical action plan for accelerated English learning. Here's exactly what I want you to do, starting today. First, spend 5 minutes every morning in your imagination workshop. Close your eyes and create a vivid, detailed mental movie of yourself speaking English exactly the way you want to. Don't just see it, hear your confident voice, feel the emotions of successful communication, imagine the positive reactions of people listening to you. Make it as real as possible. What are you wearing? Where are you speaking? Who are you talking to? What's the expression on their faces? How do you feel inside? The more detailed your imagination, the more powerful it becomes. Second, after each visualization session, identify one specific action you can take that day to move toward that imagined reality. If you imagine yourself speaking confidently, practice speaking out loud for at least 10 minutes. If you picture yourself understanding native speakers easily, Listen to English content that challenges you. If you see yourself expressing complex ideas clearly, write down your thoughts in English and then speak them aloud. Third, keep an imagination journal. Write down your daily visions and the actions you took. Track how your mental images evolve and how your real-world progress aligns with your imagined success. This creates a powerful feedback loop between your imagination workshop and your actual results. Fourth, share your vision with our community. In the comments below, tell us, what does your ideal English-speaking self look like? When you make your imagination public, you create accountability and inspire others to use their own imagination workshops. Remember, your imagination is not separate from your learning, it's the foundation of your learning. You're not just dreaming about fluency, you're engineering it. Before we wrap up, let me give you specific guidance for making this shadowing session incredibly effective. First, listen to this entire script once without trying to repeat anything. Let the ideas sink in while you absorb the natural rhythm and flow of conversational English. Then work through it section by section. Choose one paragraph at a time. Listen to my delivery, then pause and repeat. Don't just copy my words, copy my energy, my conviction, my emotional delivery. Pay special attention to how I emphasize key concepts like imagination, workshop, blueprint, and transformation. Notice how I pause for effect, how I build excitement, how I vary my pace to keep you engaged. Here's the secret. Don't just shadow the language, shadow the confidence. Shadow the belief, shadow the certainty that what you're saying matters deeply. And remember, your imagination workshop applies to shadowing too. Before you repeat each section, briefly imagine yourself speaking with the same confidence and clarity that you hear in my voice. See yourself mastering not just the words, but the entire communication style. This isn't just English practice, it's confidence training disguised as language learning. As we reach the end of today's session, I want you to realize something powerful. Your imagination workshop is always open. It never closes. It's available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Right now, in this moment, you have the ability to imagine yourself speaking English with complete confidence and fluency. You have the power to create detailed mental blueprints of your success. You have the capacity to use your imagination as the launching pad for extraordinary achievement. The most successful English learners aren't necessarily the most talented ones. They're the ones who combine vivid imagination with consistent action. They see their success clearly in their minds, then they work systematically to make that vision real. You don't need permission to start using your imagination workshop. You don't need perfect conditions. You don't need to wait until you feel ready. Your imagination is ready right now. Every great English speaker started exactly where you are, with a vision of who they could become. The difference between those who succeed and those who struggle isn't talent or luck. It's the willingness to spend time in their imagination workshop, designing their success before living it. Fluent speaking doesn't come just from knowing words. It comes from imagining yourself using those words boldly, confidently, powerfully. It comes from seeing yourself as the English speaker you're becoming, not just the learner you are today. Your imagination workshop is equipped with everything you need: unlimited creativity, infinite possibility, and the power to transform dreams into reality. The only question is, what are you going to build there? Thank you for joining me in today's exploration of your most powerful tool. Thank you for being part of this incredible learning community. Thank you for having the courage to imagine a better version of yourself and take action to make it real. Remember, every word you speak, every conversation you have, every mistake you make and learn from, it all started in your imagination workshop. Keep building there, keep designing your success, keep believing in what's possible. Your fluent English future isn't just something you hope for, it's something you're actively creating, one imagined conversation at a time. See you in the next session, where we'll continue building your speaking confidence and your success blueprint. Now go spend some time in your imagination workshop, and then make what you see there absolutely real.